White Houses, 2017, by Amy Bloom, is a historical LGBT novel that imagines the relationship between Eleanor Roosevelt and her close companion, Lorena Hickok. The novel has garnered praise for its insightful exploration of female relationships and its witty tone. Bloom, a renowned novelist and short story writer, has contributed to major publications such as The New Yorker, The Atlantic Monthly, and The New York Times Magazine. She has also taught creative writing at Yale University and received the National Magazine Award. The story begins after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, leaving First Lady Eleanor in mourning and in need of comfort from friends and family. Lorena Hickok, a tough, independent woman and one of Eleanor's closest friends, reflects on her life and the bond she shares with Eleanor. Raised in South Dakota, Hick endured a traumatic childhood, including sexual abuse by her father. At 13, she ran away and joined the circus before finding an aunt in Chicago and completing her education. Hick worked her way up in journalism, ultimately securing a White House assignment. The novel delves into how their friendship evolved, particularly focusing on Hick's memories of Eleanor and their shared experiences. Both women were comfortable navigating the male-dominated worlds of politics and scandal, and despite their differing personalities, they bonded over political discussions and their desire to influence change. Eleanor, known for her strong opinions, was often perceived as cold due to her aversion to public displays of affection, though Hick knew the warmth and love Eleanor shared in private. When Hick arrives at the White House after Roosevelt's death, tensions run high. Eleanor refuses to speak to anyone after her daughter, Anna, invited Roosevelt's former lovers to his deathbed, a betrayal that deeply wounds Eleanor. Despite his passing, Hick remains unsympathetic to Roosevelt, and Eleanor eventually agrees to meet with Hick. The two women reminisce about their past, recalling joyful moments and discussing Eleanor's cousin, Parker Fisk, a closeted gay man. This conversation sparks memories of their own secret romantic relationship, one that remained hidden from everyone except Roosevelt himself. Hick had confided in Eleanor about losing her job as a journalist, and in response, Eleanor had offered her a place to stay at the White House. What began as a gesture of kindness soon blossomed into something deeper, and Hick found herself falling in love. She wasn't sure if Eleanor shared her feelings, though she knew that Eleanor would never leave her husband, and their affair could not last. Eventually, Hick ended things, but she could never forget the time they shared. Despite having many lovers over the years, Eleanor remained etched in Hick's heart. One day, Eleanor draws attention to a sapphire ring that Hick's former lover had once given her, a ring Hick later gave to Eleanor. Eleanor had worn it for years, and it became a lasting symbol of their secret, unspoken bond. Even Roosevelt had recognized its significance, offering his own quiet blessing on his deathbed, wishing them happiness together. Hick then confronts Eleanor, expressing her frustration over the way Eleanor failed to stand up for Parker Fisk. Parker had worked for the government, but when rumors about his sexuality surfaced, he was threatened with dismissal. Eleanor never defended him, as she should have. Just as tensions rise over their disagreement, Parker shows up at Eleanor's door, bloodied and bruised. His boyfriend, Thurman Jones, helps him inside. The two had been at a gay nightclub when police confiscated their passports, and when they tried to get them back, the police beat them. Hick feels a deep sense of guilt, but wonders if this is Eleanor's chance for redemption. Surely she could do something for them. Despite Parker's desperate pleas for help, Eleanor insists there is nothing she can do. She suggests they go to California, where it would be easier to rebuild their lives. Disappointed, Hick tells Eleanor before leaving that it is never too late to fight for what she believes in. A few years later, the narrative fast-forwards. Eleanor has recently passed away from anemia, and Hick, unable to attend the funeral, stays away. She knows her grief would raise too many questions, and it feels safer to remain distant. Once the funeral is over and everyone has left, Hick visits Eleanor's grave to offer her own private farewell, paying her respects in solitude. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.